राहुल मला 12च्या नंतर फोन करा आता मी मध्ये.
I think we should start.
Yes.
11.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Monish, your audio is clear?
Yes, it's clear.
I have unmuted you. Yes.
Yes.
So, welcome on board, Monish, and all of you who have logged in. I am just also admitting a lot of people who are continuously joining us. So, now that it is 11, Monish, I think we'll just wait for maybe 1-2 minutes because still a lot of people are joining in. So maybe 2 minutes more and then we will begin. And the participants, please feel free to use the chat facility to introduce yourselves, to welcome, talk to everybody. And I request all of you to be on mute till you really want to intervene and say something. Please keep yourself on mute. Video is good. We would want to see all of you so that we can relate to each other. But audio mute is something that is preferable. Please. A lot of you are still
a lot of
logging.
friends.
Yes.
I see a lot of friends here. There's
Yes.
Nikhil, Rohit, there's Tushar. Good to see them all here.
So we have 42 people who have logged in, including you and me, and there are still people who are logging in.
Hi, Shweta.
Hi, Vidya. Hi.
How are you? How are you?
Good, good, good. A lot of, before we begin in the session and all that, one piece of request to all of you, a lot of you are still using devices where it does not show your name. It would be great, if it is your personal device or your company, wherever, if you name it according to the name of your company or your personal name.
Hi, Shweta.
Hi.
After such a long time, I was missing the session. Thank you for the BLL. And before everything starts, I would really thanks Monish for giving us this opportunity.
Don't worry, just hold on. You will
Really
thank him much more after he delivers and adds value.
Thank God.
Then come
I'm
for
very
it.
excited.
More, after his energy is down from all of you. Abhi to he's full on with his energy.
I came running for the session. I was on the road. I came running.
Right side. Thank you. I think we should start. We have around 50 people who have logged in.
Yeah.
So let's start. And then people will be continuously logging in. So welcome on board, everybody. Just a request, before we begin this session, I am muting all of you. Please be on mute because otherwise it will disturb and affect all of us and it will disturb the entire flow of the session. But keep your video on if it is possible at your end because then we can relate to each other. And it's good to see so many faces when the whole day you are stuck at home, So this is a welcome change where you see multiple people. So I think keeping your video on is a great idea. And now let me introduce Monish, who has been, who is all dressed and charged to charge you all, and in a suit and attire, fully dressed. Aslam, can you please help me admitting people? Because a lot of people, please help me admitting people. I have also made you the co-host.
Yes,
now,
yes,
so
yes.
Monish has tons of experience. He specializes in sales. So I want all of you to understand, we have a lot of people into sales training, coaching. But, the reason why Monish is very different and very relevant to the current scenario and for all of us to learn from is he's not only strategy making, consulting, but he's also into implementation. So that is very essential. One is coming up with a strategy, one is training, but when it comes to consulting with you, being with you, and in long term helping you implement your sales strategy, where is Monish is different from a lot of people that we have in this domain. And he has been working with SMEs from various domains with various team sizes, industries and turnovers ranging from some as low as 20 crores to 400, 500 crores. So that's the range. And since 2007, his company, the enterprise that he runs is known as Maple Dreams, and they have been specializing in helping companies, especially SMEs, go to the next level, get this sales act right. So he has tons of experience. He has worked with multiple clients, and all that we can really leverage today. And before we begin, I want to thank, is Raghunandan, has Raghunandan joined?
Yes, yes, he's there.
Yes. So Raghunandan, MD of Nandan JC and a member of BLL, I really want to thank him. He's the one who introduced Monish to the platform and recommended, and he really, and his objective was to help all of us get connected to somebody who could really help us in this scenario. So I would want to thank Raghu on behalf of all of us here and from BLL. So Monish, it's all yours.
Sure, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm sure he'll do justice to my recommendation. I have confidence in him.
Yes, yes. Monish, now all yours. We will all go on mute. One thing, people, please use your chat facility. Raise hands after the session. After Monish completes, you will have a chance to ask your questions. Please be on mute, use the chat facility, and use a headphone or a earphone in case the audio is not clear. Yes, let's begin. Yes.
Right. Thank you so much, Shweta. I hope I'm clearly audible. Thank you so much for this platform. Thank you, Raghu, for introducing me here. My purpose here to help all of us see possibilities. I have been in sales and marketing field for the last 16 years now. And the one thing that I have learned about sales is it is nothing but transfer of feelings, which is what my guru Zig Ziglar says. Sales is nothing but transfer of feelings. So as a salesperson, if you're feeling positive, if you're feeling energetic, that is what you will transfer. So I am seeking energies from all of you. The next 1 hour is going to be a monologue, unfortunately for you. But I sincerely request all of you to make notes. Though there is screen sharing and I believe this session is being recorded, still I would request you to make notes, understand what is being said. Most of it has been said all over the place in the last 1.5 months. However, the challenge with the new world today is not lack of knowledge. The biggest challenge that we are all facing today is lack of execution. We all know a lot thanks to internet and thanks to the exposure that we get, but it is the implementation of what we know into specific actionables where I see most entrepreneurs struggling. I am fortunate enough to work with different kind of industries, different scales, different types of humans, different behaviors. And my learning so far in the last 16 years is nothing is impossible. I have seen people grow from a mere 2 crore company to a 200 crore company getting listed in the stock markets. I have seen people fall and get back. And I am also a continuous learner, and I'm going to share with you what I feel should be the way of working in sales and marketing for all of us. And see, there is a very strong philosophy that the salesman should be able to sell himself first. His company comes second, and then his products and services. Are you a product that is worth trust and belief by your prospects? And that is something that comes from the way your belief system is built up. So I'm going to take that topic first and then get into the actual implementation part of the sales. I will share my screen and directly jump to the topic. My topic here is sales after lockdown. Shweta, the screen is clear, right? You can see the slides? Yeah, all right. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start this presentation by sharing one of the very, very famous quotes by one of the most famous and richest gentlemen in the world, Mr. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said that be fearful when others are greedy and greedy only when others are fearful. We are living in very dangerous, interesting and historic times. You and me are witnessing something that none of us predicted would happen. Across the world, nobody was ready to is someone writing something on the screen? Okay, thank you. Nobody from us was ready for what we are witnessing right now. No business was ready, no government was ready. This is unprecedented. So if you're looking for a bullet point solution on these webinars, let me tell you, nobody really knows where we are heading. No trainer, no consultant, no great thinker would have predicted what we are going through right now. So the best thing is to listen to all, take what is practical and relevant to you, brainstorm over it with your team, and implement what works for you. You know, you will have to be very prudent about what advice you take and from whom you take the advice. So listen to all. That's what I would like to say right at the beginning. You need to be greedy about growth when others are fearful. Warren Buffett here maybe was referring to the stock markets, but I think his motto here was to tell you that do not get into the herd mentality. Do not rush where everybody is rushing. When others are nervous, when others are fearful, stay away from negative influences of other people. Stay away from people or circumstances that is demotivating you to do anything about this circumstance. I am observing. So I work with different companies that are manufacturing. There are people who are into trading. There are people who are into services. And if you ask me, how do I club these people? I'm observing three kind of choices that people have to make right now. Okay, each one of us has these three choices that each one of us has to choose from. There are people who are right now playing a victim mentality role. There are people who believe that this entire fiasco that is going around us is something that they don't deserve. You know, victim mentality mein ye hota hai, aadmi khud pe taras khata hai. You start pitying yourself and you start blaming everything else around you for the circumstance and the troubles that you are in. As a business and as a sales organization, you need to ask yourself, are you being a victim of your circumstances, and are you allowing the circumstance to take over your positivity and your mindset? If you have a choice, you should be able to tell whether you are right now getting into the complainer mode or you are going to get into something which is more creative and fearful. Friends, what we are observing right now is there are businesses that are shut down. There are businesses that are going into complete losses. At the same time, you know, in the same market, in the same industry, there are some companies which have already started innovating, which have already started changing the way they do business. People who have already started communicating the next way forward with their customers. A victim will never be able to do things that a creator can. A victim is always waiting for the government to help, the association to help, the customers to support him, the environment and the economy to support him. And he is somebody who believes that change comes from outside to within. And he wants the people around him to change. As a business, let me tell you, if you're not changing from within, you will not be able to survive the next 2 years. The biggest challenge for us, all of us entrepreneurs right now, will be the next 6 months to 1 year. Beyond that, India will have a fantastic growth story, is what I believe. There is a lot of opportunity that is going to come, and there is going to be some unprecedented opportunities that none of us were ready for. Now, people who are ready to change, people who are ready to accept that they cannot go ahead with old ways of working, people who will come out of this victim negative mentality are the ones who will benefit from the new world order. Every 45, 50 years, you know, there is a new world order. The last change that happened across the globe was probably in 1945, after the Second World War. A new system came up, a new economy came up, new ways of industrialization came out. And now what we are witnessing is a war without a single bullet being fired. There is a war across the globe, and this is an economic war more than a pandemic. It's an economic war that all of us are fighting. And from this, there will be new warriors and new soldiers and new world leaders. Why talk about world? Even in your own Navi Mumbai, there are companies that are right now that I consult with that are right now still doing business, still operational partially, and getting big time orders. And there are companies that I consult in Navi Mumbai right now who are silent, who are waiting for things to change. So you have a choice. There is a choice. Do I wait for situation to change? Do I keep complaining about others, and do I wait for some messiah to come and save us? The second and the third choice that you have is to be a spectator, and the third one is to be a doer, an action taker. A spectator is someone who follows the lead. He follows other people. He follows what his competition is doing. He follows what other people around him are doing, and he does not want to take action now. There are people right now who are spending maximum time using their internet bandwidth for Netflix and Amazon Prime watching movies. Whoever has time to watch movies right now in times of crisis like this really is not going to grow in the next 2 to 3 years. You will have to find time to now upgrade yourself. Do not be a spectator. Do not be sitting on the fence waiting for situations and circumstances to change on their own. You will have to get to the third level, which is an action taker, a doer. You will have to question everything that you were doing right now, and you should be ready to be flexible to adapt anything that is going to work towards your business's growth. There is a reaction where people are right now, salespeople specifically. I consult and I personally monitor and review a lot of salespeople across companies, and there is a lot of insecurity because customer बोल रहा है अभी तो payment नहीं हो सकता, अभी तो ऑर्डर आपका हम थोड़ा पोस्टपोन कर देंगे, आपके एडवांसेस तो हम बिल्कुल नहीं दे पाएंगे, आपके जो रिसीवेबल्स है वो अभी आप एक्सपेक्ट मत कीजिए, 3 मई के बाद बात करेंगे, जून में बात करेंगे. People are giving you a lot of negative response. Now, if you don't have a shield around you, if you are not investing time and energy to build a strong shield around you, what will happen is this insecurity will get into anxiety. You will fall mentally ill and get into panic and depression. This is reaction number 1, which ordinary people will give in circumstances of crisis and pressure. There is a saying which says that trees that have strong roots don't fall in any storm. So this is a storm that is happening, and if you have strong roots, you will be holding your ground. However, if your roots, your basics, your foundations are weak, you're going to fall hard. So your foundation is nothing but your mental health. Your foundation is nothing but your belief system. Sales, as I said, is transfer of feelings and what I believe about my product, my service, my value creation for the customer. What I bring to the table is what I transfer to my customer, and he then decides to give me a check or not. If I myself am a weak person, if I myself in sales and marketing am weak, I will never be able to convince others. So what you need to do right now is change your reaction from this to reaction number 2, which is accept the change.
Monish,
Accept what is happening around you. तब तक support नहीं करते थे, ज़्यादा करेंगे. Sorry,
Monish,
can you hear me?
Yes. Monish, बीच में
Yes, can you hear me?
The voice, yes. The voice is sometimes, the sound का कुछ तो problem हो रहा है. Just maybe check the that you are using.
I am not able to hear you actually.
I am saying.
I'm sorry if there is an internet.
Sometimes there is an audio problem at your end. When you are saying na बीच में थोड़ा audio problem हो रहा है.
Okay.
Yes, that's it. Just.
Is it okay now? Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just share from where I left. If you find an audio issue, just put it in the chat box. Yep. Okay. The second reaction, or the second type of reaction that we can give right now is accept the change. Accept to build back your business, to completely destroy the unproductive parts of your business and get into full-time renewal of what is good in you. Assess your risk, assess what your risks are, whatever is the payment that is stuck in the market, whatever are the productions that are stuck up right now, whatever is in stock right now, whatever is your cash flow right now, and whatever is stuck up in the market, you need to assess how deep in trouble you are right now and get yourself, at peace with what is happening right now. What is important is to, number 1, accept that this is going to remain for some time, and I will have to innovate from whatever resources I have, whatever stock of resources I have. I have to innovate from whatever I have right now with my people, with my process, with my product, with my customer base, with the kind of target audience, with the kind of pitch, with the kind of pricing. I will have to innovate and reinvent whatever is not working into something that is resourceful. You will have to communicate a lot with a lot of people. Communicate with your old contacts, communicate with your industry peers, start communicating with your association. BLL is a fantastic it is a fantastic platform for you to communicate and share ideas. You can learn so much from other people. You know, we don't have to be super intelligent self problem solvers. We can always learn from others. Be open minded and connect with a lot of industry peers, with consultants, with coaches, with people who are doing better in times like this. Because what you need to do right now is, number one, find a source of positive energy. Wherever you can find that, you know, get hold of it and make that as a source for you to get charged up to take action in your business. If orders have not been moving for the past 1 month, then I believe it is not because of COVID-19. There is something deeper there which has not been worked at, why you and I are suffering. You know, so connect more with your teams. Talk to them about their apprehensions. Talk to them about their challenges. You know, the best of ideas will come right now in times of crisis, where you have an opportunity to think about, dream about, and envision the future. Connect a lot with people around you who can give you ideas. Be open-minded. Your mind is like a parachute. It works best when it is open. You will have to ask yourself, what am I doing today that is not working for me? Have I changed after the lockdown was started? Did I do anything that I've never done before in the last 5 years, 3 years, 2 years? Did I initiate any one single habit in my organization to make things moving while the world is still cribbing, crying, complaining, and sleeping? It is those people who take initiative even in times of crisis. They are the ones who are going to lead the businesses. They are the ones that are going to, you know, completely take charge of the industries that they are into. What you need to do also is now start planning. I need to plan about my next 6 months. Where is the money going to come from? Who are the prospects that are going to get me the money? What products are going to work? What delivery systems are going to work? What processes are going to work? And what processes should I eradicate so that, you know, I am more leaner, I am faster? Right now, what you need to look at is not cost cutting, but more value creation with the current resources you have. No, we all are looking at right now conserving money. There are people who want to save money, people who want to take people out of their jobs, people who want to reduce their payments. This mentality is to go inside and conserve and protect, whereas any crisis is an opportunity for you to actually expand. You know, I read somewhere that the word crisis, if you write in Chinese, it is made up of 2 letters, and the first letter represents danger. Okay, when you break down the word crisis into 2 letters, the first letter in Chinese represents danger, and the second letter represents opportunity. So it tells us so much about how we need to hit back at this crisis that has come to us. Either I look at it as danger and I conserve, protect, I reduce my scale of operations, I let go of people, I allow customers, you know, to suffer, and I just try to protect whatever I have and get hold of it. Whereas on the other hand, the other way is to look at this as an opportunity to reinvent and do business and do things that works. You don't have to fall in love with your business. You don't have to fall in love with your product. What you need to be falling in love with is creating value, not only for your customers, for your own teams, for your employees, for your vendors, for your own family. So if the idea is value creation, then one is open-minded to new opportunities and being flexible in the way of working. If you're not flexible, if you're going to be rigid, if you're not going to change the way you talk, the way you think, the way you behave, if your daily routine is still the same, then there is something fundamentally wrong with your way of thinking. I think you need to start looking at your vision. You need to start looking at what direction you want to head in the next 3 to 5 years. However, the panic is right now temporary. Do not find permanent solutions for temporary problems. Okay, right now if finance is a crunch, get hold of some financing source that can support you for the next 6 months. However, make sure that in this period you are completely focusing on what does the customer want. Give him what he wants. Don't try to sell what you have in stock. It is a complete reboot system that has happened, and maybe some files are going to get deleted. So you should be ready to have some amount of controlled loss, however, focusing on a long-term profit. So plan with your team, plan with experts that you trust, plan with industry peers who you think are doing better. Sit and plan what is going to be your course of action. If you are chasing customers, not all customers are going to support you, but there are a few who will support you because of the relationship you have. Are you mending relationship with your old and dormant customers? Are you talking to those in the last 1 month? Have you taken the efforts to connect to all those customers who have not done business with you for more than a year? Have you connected back to them? Have you contacted them and asked them about their life right now in times of crisis like this? It's a great opportunity for you to capitalize on old relationships. However, don't be greedy and don't be money minded. Your objective in connecting with people should be to check how they are at a human level and see how together with collaboration we all can survive. You cannot live anymore in isolation. You cannot do business in isolation anymore. You will have to go ahead and create a resourcefulness around you. Are you all with me, right? I'm sure many of you are thinking in times like this, why am I in trouble? If you are in trouble, if you are facing any kind of challenge right now, you will have to ask yourself, why am I in trouble? And many people would believe this is the source. Many people would like to believe that your COVID-19, your lockdown is the source. I would like to say that this is not the source of your problems right now. I completely reject this idea that COVID-19 is the source. No. What is, if your business is struggling right now, it is because of some pre-existing conditions that you already had. Okay. COVID-19, what it did was it just brought those asymptomatic things to surface, and now you're symptomatic. All right. There were some fundamental pre-existing conditions in your sales and marketing in your business, which led you today to be devastated or be in a difficult situation just because of a month's lockdown. If a month's lockdown is affecting your finance, it clearly means that your business did not have a plan at all. You did not have a strong strategy at all. And I'm saying this bluntly because I know of businesses who are doing well even in times of lockdown. All right. So why are you in trouble? It is not because of COVID-19. You're in trouble because you're not following some proactive sales initiatives that is part of every organization that is doing well. There is lack of strategy in many organizations. I always observe people selling what is selling the most. You don't have to sell what is selling the best. You will have to sell where you can have a differentiation and value creation. Whenever you add something extra to your product and service that the competitor is not able to give, that is when you will be commanding the price. Otherwise, you will be commoditized. If you are chasing prices, the customer is demanding prices, you will be commoditized and you will be completely working on 50 paisa, 1 rupee margins. You have to have a strong long-term, short-term, mid-term strategy of where your revenue is going to come from. There are three things that a business has to always focus on. मेरा आज का पैसा कहाँ से आएगा मेरा खर्चा निकालने के लिए, my sustainability. Second is, where is my overall top line growth going to come from? Where is my turnover going to come from? Where is my growth of revenues going to come from? And the third is my profit margin. Where is my net profit going to come from? So growth, sustainability, and profit. These are the three things that we are focusing our strategy around. If your strategy is not supporting these three aspects of growth, profitability, and you're always in the survival mode, then there is a fundamental problem in the way your business is built. There is a business model challenge. So you will have to question the strategy. Organizations are today in trouble because they never had any kind of sales training. So when you were not training in times of in good times, you are going to suffer in bad times. Just excuse me for a moment. All right. I am working with organizations where sales training is part of their everyday culture. And because of what we did in the last 2 years, 3 years, where we worked on the knowledge, the skills, the way the salesman is behaving with his customers, where we, push them to go out there and do a lot of outbound work, they have enough in the pipeline today. It is supporting them even in times of lockdown. Today, when there is no inquiry, they have enough prospects in the pipeline that is supporting their revenue generation today. So when you did not focus on the fundamentals, just excuse me again, there is a small trouble here. The BMC has just decided to fumigate this place. Just hold on.
I can see a lot of people are asking questions on the chat. Don't worry. After Monish is done with this session, most of your questions will be answered. But once again, welcome to all of you from Business Leadership League. Hopefully this session will charge you, give you some new directions to start working with. Monish, can we be back?
Yes, I hope you can hear me. I'm really sorry for the interruptions.
Sorry. I think my earphone's not picking up my voice. So, Monish, can we start?
Yes, please. You can hear me, right?
Yes. So, a big welcome to all of you from Business Leadership League. And yes, Monish is on now. Yes.
Yes. So, as I was saying, if you are suffering right now, it is not because of COVID-19. It is because your fundamentals were wrong. There was something that was not, or it is lack of sales training. You were not supporting your team with the right knowledge, with the right skills when the time was good. If you look at the army, they train even if there is no war, because if there is a war, they need to be ready. So there has to be a lot of proactive action, which was probably missing in your business. Probably as a business owner, you are the only salesman in your company. Probably you are the best salesman in the company. So any organization where the owner is the #1 salesman, that organization is going to suffer in the long run. You cannot be responsible for revenue generating all alone. You will have to delegate revenue generation to a team. So probably because you did not have a sales staff, today you are running between operations and sales, and you have a challenge with the lockdown to get business, to get revenues. And probably the biggest challenge that you are facing right now is not having enough prospects. If you don't have enough prospects, if you don't have something closing in the next 1 week, there is a fundamental sales problem that you are really going through, and you need to really work on that on an immediate basis. Right now, if you are facing trouble, it's because you did not have the right monitoring system. When I look at organizations and their review systems, the boss usually says कि ये महीना कितना करेगा, पिछला महीना कितना किया और क्यों नहीं हुआ. I believe in, I'm someone who believes not in the output. I believe in the input activities. If your input activities as a salesperson is right, the output will be in control. Okay, how much business I bring in is directly proportional to how much efforts and inputs I put into getting business, which is making those calls, making those visits, making a prospect list, having a hot list, having a warm list, having a cold list, making sure that I'm asking references proactively, making sure that I'm asking testimonials proactively, making sure that I'm reaching out to new markets, new segments, new target audiences. I have to proactively go out there and get business. I cannot be completely dependent on inbound leads alone. So businesses that were dependent on inbound leads leads are suffering today. However, those who had outbound outreach in their culture are still getting out there and getting inquiries, probably much lesser in percentage than what they were getting in good times, but they're still being more productive from home, getting those calls done and getting those leads and inquiries compared to somebody who's not right now working at all. So these are the companies who are still generating outbound inquiries, who are going to do well after the lockdown is over, because they will be 10 steps ahead of those who are going to start working after the lockdown is over. See, prospecting is a continuous process and it has to be done on a daily basis, irrespective of how good you are, what industry you are in, whether you are in domestic business or whether you are in exports. Prospecting is a habit that should be your number one habit in times of lockdown right now. If you want to do well in post lockdown scenario, you will have to ask yourself every day, what did I do today to generate inquiry? Well, you may say, I am calling up customers, they are not picking up phone. Well, keep calling till the time you don't reach the right guy. All right. Now you will ask me and tell me that this is not the time to be aggressive. We cannot go out there and tell people to give me business when there is a survival issue. I agree with you. That is where you need to change your style. Today, there has to be a lot of empathy in the way we talk. There has to be a lot of humanity in the way we talk. You will have to come across as a solution provider, helping the customer to cut down his cost, helping the customer see the ROI. You will have to be part of the solution rather than being part of the problem. Buying your product, buying your solution should not be adding cost to the customer. It should be an opportunity for him to associate with you by buying your product and service, to bring down his expenses, to increase his productivity and effectiveness, to reduce his dependency on manpower. If you can, through your business, bring out some amount of creativity, innovation, and help him reduce his overall burden, then you will be selling like a hot cake. However, if you're still selling in the old product method, where you're pushing products and you're trying to convince them with aggressive follow-ups, then that is a wrong way of selling. So have a clear-cut sales actionable defined. You are right now suffering because your review mechanism is not on a dashboard. Your review right now is just verbal. Your review right now has no specific agenda. Your review right now is only focused on output activities. Your review has to be on the input activities. There has to be a timetable set up. There has to be a specific agenda decided between you and your team members on a daily basis. What is the outcome you're expecting at the end of the day? If you are defining it on a daily basis and reviewing it with a supportive, consultative way of talking to your team members, you will be in a stronger position. So probably you're in trouble today because there is no review system. There was a faltered review system earlier on. And now because of the lockdown, people probably have become more lethargic and they're not responding. You need to talk to your team members at least twice to thrice a day. Not only to check on whether they are sleeping or not, you have to give them confidence as a leader. You have to provide assurance to them as a leader. You have to provide knowledge to them as a leader. You have to give them strength to work when nothing is giving them a positive response. Your job and your responsibility right now as a business owner or a salesperson is to give a lot of confidence to the people around you. Okay, there has to be a lot of hand-holding, and if that is missing, that is the problem why your business is suffering right now, not COVID-19. Bad attitude and lack of customer centricity. So it's a fantastic opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, for all of us to reboot ourselves. It's a kick given by nature, and it's an opportunity. It's a nature gifted opportunity for us to completely start repairing our boats and nets. When the fisherman is not fishing in the sea, what he is doing is he is repairing his nets and boats. What are your nets and boats? What are you going to repair now? Have you already started? If yes, then fantastic. But if you have not started, decide today, what are the resources that I have which I need to start tweaking? What is my sales process and where is it going wrong? Will it support me in the post-COVID lockdown? Is it going to be more techno savvy? Am I going to reach the same amount of people that I was reaching earlier? Is my business coming from new clients or is it coming from repeat clients? How can I make my business model into something that gives me subscription based business so that I get, you will have to revise your business model focused on the revenue generation part with value creation for the customer. And remember, you are not going to get the same prices that you were getting earlier if you are going to deliver the same product and service in the old ways. You will have to give something extra at a lower price. However, make sure that you are adapting to customer needs and requirements. Don't trust what you have into the market. Ask the market what they want and give them what solves their problem, because it is going to be an absolute consultative way of selling that is going to support you guys irrespective of the business. Human beings are nothing but bundle of emotions, and if you are not able to connect at an emotional level, if you are not able to gauge what the real pain point of the customer is, if you are not going to build your business around him and not being customer centric, it's going to damage your business and you will be a commodity fighting prices and you will be out very soon. You will be absolutely irrelevant. So the belief system should be that every second is a chance to turn your life around. Today you can decide to completely rebuild your business and get into a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. Mindset is probably one thing that you can work on right now. A growth mindset is something that is looking at opportunities. A person with a growth mindset is continuously learning. Have you been reading or learning at least 1 hour every day in the last 30 days? If not, then there is some fundamental problem in the way you have been looking at yourself and your growth. You have to spend 1 hour every day on growth. You have to look at criticism with an open mind. You cannot take criticism personally. A fixed mindset will take criticism personally. They will take things to their heart. They will not be in favor of people who are giving them positive feedback. A fixed mindset is someone who says, "नहीं, मेरा पुराना type का business ही सही था, मेरा पुराना product ही सही था, customers को जैसे मैं deal करता था वही सही था." He will be stuck to the old ways of working. Whatever you are today is because of what you did in the past, and what you will be achieving in the future is what you do today. So if you have a fixed mindset that is very static and it is not dynamic and it's not changing as per the demands of the time, you will be redundant, you will be out of the market. So keep filling new input in your brain so that it can give you better output. Read a lot about new technology, read a lot about new sales systems. Ask yourself, how can I reach out to 10 times the customers that I used to work with using internet? How can I sell online? What products and services have I not done till today, but if I start doing will give me a breakthrough in my revenue generation and cash flow? How can I equip my team with better tools, better sales pitch? How can I train them better? How can I utilize the services of people who are right now selling and bring them as a part of my business? Today, you have to look at resources not as a fixed cost, but as at a meritocratic level. Whoever gives you value, you pay them as per the value that they bring in. वो पुराना जमाना चला गया कि हर साल 15% सेल ग्रोथ होगी एम्प्लॉइज की, वो चेंज होगा. Anyway, sales was always a meritocratic field, and the more output you give, the more money you take back. So you will have to devise a strategy along with your team where they can also make money. The more output they give, the more revenues they give you, the better pay package they get. So you will have to devise everything around value creation, devise everything around the resources you have, devise everything around less efforts and more returns. And that can only happen if you have a growth mindset. If you have the ability to learn, if you have the ability to see success in other people's success, if you are somebody who is future focused and not past based, what you did in the past is of no use today. You can take the good learnings, but you will have to now focus how you are going to spend the next 2 years, 3 years revising the way you lived life. So the best way is to be detached and emotional. That is emotional. You need to be detached from the problems, but at the same time, don't be unemotional. Don't be ruthless with your people. What is going to be the greatest asset today in businesses is not money. The greatest asset is who you know and who knows you. Your team, your vendors, your customers, your network, Your network is your net worth. So the people around you are going to help you build back business and get ready for the next one. It is not how much money you have in the bank balance right now. It is how many people you know who are resourceful, and how can you be useful to them? How can you be contributing to their lives? And what you can take as an exchange from them is what you need to focus at. So collaborate with a lot of people. And if finance is an issue, I would like to tell you that customer is the best financer. You can always take temporary loans right now to save yourself, but customer is always the best financer. He is the financer of your business. If you can find a way to make him happy, in return he is ready to finance you. If you can create value, customer will give you that extra premium. People will give extra money to those who create value for them. So find out how you can create more value from your current products and services. Or maybe you will have to completely destroy your way of working and start a new methodology where you are giving customers more than what they expected, and in return they are financing your business. Focus on the 4 T's. Your team right now, give them a lot of masala, unko train karte jao, unke brain ko roj hammer karo. If you won't hammer, Netflix will hammer them, their family will hammer them, their friends will hammer them, and you don't know, you have no control on what is the influence. Some people may be affected with negative influence of other people. So you have to protect your team's sanity by giving a lot of positive knowledge. रोज 1 घंटा वीडियो कॉलिंग करो, रोज उनको असाइनमेंट दो कोई पर्टिकुलर सेल्स ट्रेनिंग या टेक्निकल ट्रेनिंग लेने का. Use technology to reach out to customers. मैं मीटिंग करूंगा आफ्टर लॉकडाउन खुलने के बाद. Don't wait for that. I know of customers right now who are closing international deals, who are closing domestic deals on Zoom calls. They are getting POs right now. They are negotiating on Zoom calls. Use technology. Keep training your team. Focus on the people who are most resourceful and they are most likely to change after this. Focus on those who are adaptive to this change, and be target focused. See, I am a sales guy. मेरे को लोग बोलते हैं अभी लॉकडाउन के बाद टारगेट करना डिफिकल्ट है, सर्वाइव कर लिया तो ही बहुत है. नहीं, why are you shifting the target? Shift at the way you reach the target. Probably Q1 will be slow, but Q2, 3, 4 अभी बाकी है ना. और अगर लॉकडाउन 6 महीना भी चला, so are you going to stop business? You can't stop business. You will have to reinvent the way you do business, sitting at home on a laptop. So start really brainstorming. और ये ना क्रिएटिव विजुअलाइजेशन से, मेडिटेशन से आइडियाज सिर्फ नहीं आते हैं. मेडिटेशन इज नेसेसरी फॉर योर मेंटल पीस, बट क्रिएटिव आइडियाज विल कम व्हेन यू लिसन टू अ लॉट ऑफ इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स, when you are attending a lot of webinars, when you're listening with an open mind to a lot of people. You don't have to follow everybody. You will have to listen to a lot of right people, take the value additions that they are giving, and brainstorm with your team, and then find a way for your business. There cannot be a single rule for all businesses. Every business has a different DNA. हर business की कुंडली अलग है. आपके business को समझ के आपका business model आप बनाते हैं तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. I would just like to say that, use apps and use technology as much as possible to go to the next level, become more proactive, and it's time to reboot. I would like to finally talk about a very strong message, which is empathetic selling. Empathy means showing emotions to your customer situation. You don't have to sympathize, but empathize means, where there is an amalgamation of your heart and your brain. You need to listen to your customers. आप अभी ruthlessly follow up करेंगे payment के लिए, शायद payment भी मिल जाएगा, but you will break a relationship forever. Do not sympathize. Empathize means put yourself in his shoes and find a midway win-win situation where both of you can still continue to work together. Listen to them and empathize. Do not send them messages on WhatsApp and emails following up. Please make those personal calls and talk one-to-one. WhatsApp can be very misleading. Written messages can be very misleading, especially in a sensitive time. Every message can be taken in the wrong way. So use emails, use phones and video calls and not emails to follow up. Sell to their CFO. If you're selling something, if you want to sell, continue selling now in the next 6 months. उनका चीफ फाइनेंशियल ऑफिसर का ब्रेन को समझो. वो आदमी अभी पैसा खर्चा कम करने के चक्कर में आपकी प्रोडक्ट और सॉल्यूशन से उसका ओवरऑल बिजनेस एक्सपेंस इंपैक्ट पे कैसे फर्क पड़ेगा. हाउ कैन यू हेल्प हिम कट कॉस्ट इन द लॉन्ग रन इज व्हाट यू नीड टू सेल. अटैक द बजट, tell them and educate them about what their problems are, and you are the solution to the problem, not just a commodity for a requirement. Okay, you have to have a supporter within the customer's team. एक बंदा तो होना चाहिए जो आपके लिए पिच कर रहा है आपके बिजनेस को. एक बंदा तो होना चाहिए जो आपको सपोर्ट करता है, इन्फ्लुएंस करता है डिसीजन मेकर को. वो जो चैंपियन है वो आपको सपोर्ट करेगा पेमेंट्स निकालने में, वो आपको मदद करेगा ऑर्डर निकालने में. फोकस ऑन रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. ROI, ROI, ROI is the key right now. If you can educate the customers how buying from you will give them fantastic return on investment over a period of time, you will have to give them the calculation, of course, when you're quoting to them. They let them see that what you're giving at your price is actually going to save them a lot of intangible problems and expenses. End of the day, people want peace of mind, और peace of mind के लिए मुझे ₹2 प्रीमियम भी देना पड़े, मैं देने को रेडी हूँ. You will have to sell with a lot of conviction. अगर आपको ही आपके प्राइस पे बिलीफ नहीं है ना, आप किसी को कन्विंस नहीं कर सकते हैं. So talk about what they gain, talk about their gain points, talk about their pain points, address it with a lot of consultative selling. Consultative selling का मतलब ये है, I am a trusted advisor to you, not just a vendor. I will become a trusted advisor to my customers if I look at things from their perspective as their partner and help them solve the problem rather than trying to, push products into their businesses. So what you need to, last 5 minutes, I will take on what you need to work on yourself. You need to become a leader in your life. आपकी फैमिली के लिए, आपके दोस्तों के लिए, आपकी टीम्स के लिए, आपकी कंपनी और कस्टमर के लिए, अभी आप ना लीडर बन जाइए. आप डायरेक्शन दीजिए, आप पॉजिटिव एनर्जी दीजिए, आप फोकस कीजिए कि आपकी पॉजिटिविटी आप कैसे दूसरों पे ट्रांसफर कर जाएं. Don't wait for others to give you confidence, hope, positiveness, and a lot of energy. You become the source of energy. आप गंगोत्री बनिए. You will be able to give a lot of positive resources around you, energy that will give back to you. ठीक है? What you transfer will come back to you. What you focus will grow. If you focus on negativity, you will get more negativity. You become a leader, become a direction provider. Give them the direction. Show them the vision. You will have to realign your vision with your team. You have to realign your vision with your family. आपने फैमिली के साथ कुछ गोल सेट किए होंगे, टीम के साथ कुछ गोल सेट किए होंगे, कस्टमर के साथ कुछ गोल सेट किए होंगे. वो सारे विजन को साथ में मिलकर कम्युनिकेट कर रीअलाइन कीजिए. अनप्रोडक्टिव हैबिट्स जो आपको आज तक आपकी टाइम खाती थी, एनर्जी खाती थी और पैसा वेस्ट करता था, उसका कॉस्ट कटिंग कीजिए. सैलरीज मत कम कीजिए. लेट गो ऑफ अनप्रोडक्टिव हैबिट्स. लर्न न्यू थिंग्स. विक्टर फ्रैंकल नाम के जेंटलमैन ने एक बहुत ब्यूटीफुल बुक लिखी थी, मैन सर्च ऑफ मीनिंग, जहां पे हिटलर ने उनको कंसंट्रेशन कैंप में डाल दिया था. एंड विक्टर फ्रैंकल ने कहा, जब मैं कंसंट्रेशन कैंप में गया जहां मेरी मौत निश्चित थी, माय फर्स्ट गोल वाज टू सर्वाइव, माय सेकंड गोल वाज टू लर्न समथिंग फ्रॉम दिस क्राइसिस. व्हाट इज योर लर्निंग फ्रॉम दिस क्राइसिस? यू हैव टू आस्क योरसेल्फ एंड implement, act, take action. बोल बच्चन और सोच रखने वाले इंटेलिजेंट, सुपर इंटेलिजेंट लोग बहुत हैं, बट ये पैंडेमिक के बाद कौन लोग ग्रो करेंगे मालूम है? जो फास्ट हैं, जो अपॉर्चुनिटी देख पाते हैं और जो दूसरों के साथ कोलैबोरेट कर पाते हैं. यू हैव टू बी फास्ट, you have to identify opportunities, and you have to collaborate with others. So learn new things to do this. Observe what is happening in your surrounding. Don't sit and just keep looking at your mobile. Observe, talk to people in your industry, get on foundations like the BLL, get on such forums. The more you interact, business पे चर्चा जैसा नाम है, जितना ज्यादा आप पॉजिटिव चर्चा करेंगे आपको रिजल्ट्स आएंगे. Be flexible and adaptive. Don't be stagnant. Don't preserve your old bad qualities. नहीं, मुझे तो अभी नहीं, मैं बदल सकता, मैं 50 साल का हो गया हूँ. Don't be rigid here. Be flexible. जहां धंधा मिले वहां जाओ, जो बिकता है वो बेचो. Be ready to adapt your business. Don't be rigid. आप बोलेंगे पर मैंने तो इतना पैसा बिजनेस में इन्वेस्ट कर दिया, अब कहाँ मैं चेंज करूं? The delivery system can change. The way you interact with customers can change. The quality of your staff can change. The skill can change. Overall business vision can change. People can change the way they work, if not on the products that they sell. Become financially alert. और alert हो जाइए कहाँ पे unnecessary expenses हैं, कहाँ पे next opportunity आ सकती है. Be financially alert. My income has to come in. I have to create income. I have to conserve income. and I have to continue my income. Okay, I have to create income by selling. I have to conserve my income by focusing on the right expenses, and I have to continue my income through parallel passive ways of income. ये तीनों पे आप काम करेंगे तो ही आप इस पैंडेमिक के बाद सरवाइव कर पाएंगे. Be fast to decide. You know, बहुत लोगों को decision making paralysis होती है. Don't be too crude in your decisions. Talk to the right people, but once you decide, act on it. Take action. Be super fast to act. Destroy your mental chains. ऐसा हाथी को भी बांध सकते हैं चेन्स के साथ. आपके माइंड को आप चेन से मत बांधे रखिए कि नहीं ये पुराने मेथड से मैं काम करूंगा. Change the way you are talking to customers. You always have to give confidence to your team. Increase your communication. Have reviews at least 2 times. Communicate your vision, where you are going. Give them confidence. मेरे साथ इस बुरे टाइम में जुड़े रहोगे तो तुम्हारे पर्सनल गोल्स भी फुलफिल होंगे. Align, take their opinion. You know, don't ridicule a opinion. You accept or you not accept is your choice, but acknowledge the opinion of your team members. Assure them with confidence. Design measurable tasks to them for them to do on a daily basis. Use technology. There are so many apps. There are so many to-do apps, productivity apps. There is Skype. There is Zoom. Get used to using technology to monitor. इससे long term में आपके cost कम होंगे. Work from home will become the new norm. रेंटल कॉस्ट अभी लोगों के देखो प्रॉब्लम होंगे. लोग ऑफिसेस में कम काम करेंगे, घर से ज्यादा काम करेंगे, विच इज गुड. ट्रैवल कॉस्ट कम होगा. हाउ कैन यू मेक दिस योर न्यू वे ऑफ वर्किंग विद रिड्यूस कॉस्ट? स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट दैट. रिव्यू द इनपुट एक्टिविटीज. टीम ने कितने कॉल किए, टीम ने कितने मेल्स किए, टीम ने कितने लिंक्डइन पे पोस्ट किए, टीम ने कितने डॉर्मेंट कस्टमर से आज बात किया, टीम ने कितने नए कस्टमर्स को ईमेल भेजा, टीम ने कितने अपनी डेटाबेस को प्रून किया, लेटेस्ट नंबर अपडेट किया. You give them clarity कि रोज क्या करना है. Don't complain that they are not working. Tell them what they have to focus on. सिर्फ business लाओ बोलने से नहीं चलेगा. You have to focus on what they are doing. See, end of the day, we are all converting time into money. मैं क्या काम करूंगा उस वक्त में, उससे मुझे क्या रिजल्ट आएगी डिपेंड करता है. So converting time into money is where you have to give them guidance. Focus on progress. Don't be too obsessed about perfection. Train your team, train your team, train your team. Value them today for tomorrow and shift to meritocracy and variables. कस्टमर के साथ मैंने जैसे कहा एम्पैथी दिखानी है, हार्ट और ब्रेन दोनों का बैलेंस रखना है. कनेक्ट विद एवरीवन. डोंट सीक कॉन्फिडेंस फ्रॉम कस्टमर्स बट गिव कॉन्फिडेंस. बी एम्पैथेटिक. फाइंड अ विन विन अपॉर्चुनिटी. पेमेंट के मामले में, ऑर्डर बुकिंग के मामले में उनका भी लॉस नहीं हो, आपका भी लॉस नहीं हो. Sell what they want. Go where the customers are. Use technology to reach new places. Collaborate and associate with a lot of industry peers. Time to honor relationship. अगर कभी भी वक्त आया था, हम बोलते हैं ना मेरा कस्टमर के साथ रिलेशनशिप है, अभी वक्त है उस रिलेशनशिप को अदा करने का. You also show your gracefulness and be ethical. Don't try to. There are some businesses who are trying to make super profit in these times. कस्टमर शायद आज आपको पैसा दे देगा, लेकिन जैसे लॉकडाउन खत्म होता है, he will go back to those who are giving him value. So don't try to be unethical in the way you make money. आपके सेल्स को बढ़ाने के लिए हर एक टीम मेंबर जरूरी है. Whatever losses you made till now is fine. Accept it. But from now you can stop bleeding. Collect whatever was due. छोटे छोटे जो पेमेंट्स थे उसकी एक टाइमलाइन बनाइए, कौन सी डेट को कब तक चाहिए. कस्टमर से बात की कर कलेक्शन का एक सुपर प्लान बनाइए. कलेक्ट द स्मॉल रिसीवेबल्स फर्स्ट. बड़े पेमेंट्स के लिए आपको मे बी स्टैगर्ड वे से कस्टमर से पेमेंट लेना पड़ेगा. कैश फ्लो रिसीवेबल्स फॉर द नेक्स्ट 6 months. अगर कस्टमर पेमेंट नहीं देने वाला तो खर्चे कैसे निकालने वाले हैं? यू विल हैव टू टेक क्रेडिट. यू मे हैव टू टेक शॉर्ट टर्म क्रेडिट. बी रेडी टू टेक दैट रिस्क. बट इन द लॉन्ग रन आस्क योरसेल्फ, मैं ये रिकवर कैसे करूंगा? क्या बेच के रिकवर करूंगा? क्या प्राइस पे मैं बेचूंगा? किस टारगेट ऑडियंस को बेचूंगा? मेरे टीम को मैं कैसे इन्वॉल्व करूंगा? लीड जनरेशन कैसी होगी? उस लीड को कन्वर्ट करने में मेरी पिच क्या होगी? मैं कंसल्टेटिव सेलिंग कैसे यूज करूंगा? मैं टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे यूज करूंगा? मैं सीआरएम कैसे यूज करूंगा? मैं ऑनलाइन कैसे बेच सकता हूं? ये सारा आपको कैश फ्लो के लिए काम करना पड़ेगा. अलाइन योर अननेसेसरी एक्सपेंसेस को डिस्कार्ड करो. नेसेसरी एक्सपेंस है टेक्नोलॉजी, टीम, इस पे काम करो. प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन पे खर्चे करो. ये सारी चीजें आपको नेक्स्ट लेवल पे ले जाएंगी. बी फ्लेक्सिबल एंड एडेप्टिव टू सेल व्हाट वर्क्स. वैल्यू सेलिंग विल स्टिल वर्क. अगर आप कस्टमर को वैल्यू बेस्ड बेनिफिट्स दिखा पाए, लॉन्ग टर्म बेनिफिट्स दिखा पाए, आपको एक्स्ट्रा प्रीमियम जरूर मिलेगा. Ask what do buyers want, and main thing LMN, learn a lot, market a lot, network a lot. 1 घंटा रोज लर्निंग करो, 1 घंटा रोज प्रोस्पेक्ट्स ढूंढो, मेलिंग करो, कॉलिंग करो, वीडियो कॉल करो, लिंक्डइन पे मैसेजेस डालो, 1 घंटा नेटवर्क करो अपने इंडस्ट्री पीयर्स के साथ और कोचेस के साथ. If you do that, you will get good amount of at least confidence when the lockdown is open. Be strict on advances. बिना advance के काम मत करना. Don't reduce your price. Don't become commoditized. Reduce features. Come प्रोडक्ट ए बी सी कैटेगरी कीजिए, जिसको जो सही लगता है वो दीजिए. जिसको 100% फीचर नहीं चाहिए उसको आप क्यों वो बेच रहे हैं. reduce the features, not the prices. Pipeline of your leads पे काम कीजिए. It is always the key. Observe your competition and offer your differentiation. पहली बारी कोट राइट द फर्स्ट टाइम. पूरी नीड एनालिसिस करेंगे तो सही तरीके से आप कोट कर पाएंगे. आई नीड अनदर 5 minutes. That's a small request. Let me just complete this. Quote right the first time. You will have to do due diligence of who is the right customer profile. Qualify your leads in a way that you're able to quote right the first time. I know I'm giving you a lot of stuff all together, but in 1 hour, I wanted to create maximum value for you. इस स्लाइड को भी मैं शेयर करूंगा. आप मुझे आपकी ईमेल आईडी देंगे. आई विल गिव यू अ फॉर्म एट द एंड. आपको इस पे हर एक पे काम करना पड़ेगा. You need any kind of support, you can message me, but make sure that you're implementing everything that I'm saying. It is my wisdom of 15 years. It is my wisdom of working with different kind of companies, and I know what is working and I know what is not working. So I'm sharing with you whatever will work for you in the next 6 months. If you don't completely agree with it, it's fine. You can debate it, but this is what is going to work for you. Every business will have to adapt it in a different way, but this is the pathway. Okay, immerse yourself in your customer's shoes. उसको क्या चाहिए, उसकी benefit क्या है, उसका फायदा क्या है, ये आपकी जबान पे जब आएगा आप ज्यादा बेच पाएंगे. And any business that the model has a repeat business value, customer एक बार बेचकर बार-बार खरीदता है, वो business अच्छा करेगा. Subscription based business. The final checklist, ladies and gentlemen, accept that this will be slow and hard. Recognize that your client is the hero and you are the helper. Commit to a long-term sales mindset. Choose to practice compassion. This is a summary of all that I said. Do not reduce your annual sales targets. Adjust your targets on when you will achieve how much, but do not reduce your annual targets. You will need a lot of money in the next 2 years, and your customer is the best financer. Don't go into unnecessary debt. Okay, you will have to ensure that you create sales offers that are easy to commit. Customer को खरीदने में मदद करो. Make a buyer friendly process instead of being a selling focused company. Create high value marketing content on the internet. You can make a lot of videos. Educate your customers about your product. Make those short videos, articles. Conduct webinar. We are moving from a product economy to a knowledge economy. आज आप देखो कौन पैसे बना रहा है, जो नॉलेज शेयरिंग कर रहा है, ठीक है, या जो एसेंशियल सर्विसेज में है. तो जो हाइजीन में होंगे, जो मेडिकल में होंगे, जो फूड एंड एग्रो में होंगे, जो लॉजिस्टिक्स में होंगे, वेयर हाउसिंग में होंगे, और इसके सपोर्टिव बिजनेसेस बहुत अच्छा करेंगे. और वो बिजनेसेस अच्छा करेंगे जो नॉलेज शेयरिंग करते हैं. आपके बिजनेस में आप कंसल्टेंसी कैसे स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, कस्टमर को एजुकेट कैसे कर सकते हैं, इस पे आप फोकस कीजिए. तो यू विल स्टिल मेक सम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी इन अ पैसिव वे. Show the love to your current customers. Keep in touch with them as much as possible. Reconnect with all the active sales prospects, leading with your high value content. Create a campaign. पिछले customers जिनको quote किया लेकिन order नहीं दिए, उनको वापस से सलाम करो. Hello sir, how are you? I was just calling to check if everything is okay with you. I know these are difficult times. How's business, sir? All right. So would you be interested in doing something about your challenges right now? Probably we can support you in a way, and stay accountable to your company. जो लोग employees हैं, आपको घर बैठ के जीतो जैकपॉट सैलरी मिल रही है, उसको please give your reports on time. That is accountability on a daily basis. You have to give the reports. There has to be a massive but creative follow-up process with your current customers. You have to follow up, but don't irritate. Be creative. And strengthen your referral partners. वो लोग जो आपको लीड दे पाए, उनके साथ और अच्छी रिलेशनशिप करो. Number one question, homework for you. What is your target? Is it aligned quarterly as per your COVID-19 predictions? अगले 3 क्वार्टर में आपकी टारगेट क्या होगी? ये शीट बनाइए, हर रीजन हर कस्टमर से कैसे लाएंगे. अब जब माहौल बदल गया है, ट्रैवल कम हो चुका है, how are you going to get the target? Do you have a business plan? Do you have a sales plan? Do we have next 2 quarters plan where the revenue is going to come from? मेरी कलेक्शन की पाइपलाइन अगले 2 महीने की मैंने लिखा हुआ विद कस्टमर नेम एंड वैल्यू, कस्टमर के साथ बात करके मैंने ये पाइपलाइन रेडी की है और मेरा फॉलोअप चल रहा है कि नहीं. मेरी हॉट लिस्ट यानी कि ऑर्डर आने ही वाली है, ऐसा नेक्स्ट 3 महीने के कौन से ऑर्डर्स हैं, ये आपकी कंफर्मेशन आपको कस्टमर से करके लेनी पड़ेगी. प्रोस्पेक्ट लिस्ट, रोज 10 लोगों को तो आपको फोन करना पड़ेगा. पुराने कस्टमर्स, करंट कस्टमर्स एंड न्यू कस्टमर्स. ओके, डॉर्मेंट कस्टमर्स, करंट कस्टमर्स एंड न्यू कस्टमर्स. At least 10 people you will have to spend 1 hour लगता है, ज्यादा नहीं लगता. You have to spend time talking about life, talking about circumstances, and then if you have to find the pain point and connect your product or solution to that pain point. Are you generating at least 2 outbound inquiries? This should be the goal. आप बोलेंगे कहाँ ये लॉकडाउन में इंक्वायरी जनरेशन होगी? आप 20 दिन कोशिश तो करो, देखो इंक्वायरी जनरेशन विल बिकम पार्ट ऑफ योर ब्लड फ्लो. आप रोज इंक्वायरी ले आएंगे. तो अनदर चेकलिस्ट इज डेली 1 hour ऑफ लर्निंग विद नोट्स. अभी जैसा 1 hour का आपने वेबिनार किया, कितने नोट्स बनाए, इसके बाद भी वेबिनार के बाद जब ये नोट्स आएंगे आपके पास, वर्क ऑन इट, चक्री चलाओ कि ये मेरे बिजनेस में कैसे इंप्लीमेंट होगा. एटलीस्ट 5 डॉर्मेंट कस्टमर, एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स के साथ रोज कांटेक्ट करना है. डेली 2 times रिपोर्टिंग टीम के साथ लेनी है. आपके पास सीआरएम नहीं है तो एक्सेल पे, लेकिन सीआरएम की रोज अप टू डेट एंट्री होनी चाहिए. 10 पर्सनलाइज मेल लिंक्डइन इंट्रोज आप भेजिए टू न्यू कस्टमर. लिंक्डइन इज द बेस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म राइट नाउ टू कनेक्ट. फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम से आपको ऑर्डर नहीं आने वाली है. लिंक्डइन पे आप हो कि नहीं हो तो अभी अकाउंट बनाइए, कंपनी अकाउंट बनाइए, कनेक्ट विद द राइट पीपल, सीधा डिसीजन मेकर तक पहुंच सकते हैं. दे आर फैंटास्टिक टूल्स ऑन लिंक्डइन व्हिच यू कैन परचेज फॉर नॉमिनल फीस एंड यू कैन प्रोस्पेक्ट विद द राइट गाइड. बट प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, डोंट टेल द कस्टमर, सेल टू द कस्टमर. मैं इंडिया में हूँ, मेरे पास 25 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, मैं ये प्रोडक्ट देता हूँ. Nobody is interested. People are interested how you can solve my problem. So first understand the problem. Be a doctor, don't be a chemist. सीधा दवाई मत दे देना. Please understand what their pain point and disease is. LinkedIn पे रोज 2 पोस्ट डालिए कंपनी का. Post can be an article, a video, a picture which is useful to your target audience. भगवान का या गुलाब का फोटो मत डालिए. So lockdown, if I have to summarize, it is like this, L for learn new things, O for organize yourself, C for call dormant existing and new customers, A for keep following up, D for data updation, O for opportunity hunting, W for work smartly, more work in less time using apps and being more productive, network with a lot of people, network with those who have value addition to give to you. So your network will be your net worth. So this is what I feel should be the lockdown mantra. Be smart. There is something called as smartivity, which is being smart and doing activity, knowing where to put your efforts. And every hour is now even more precious, ladies and gentlemen. Har ek mudda, har ek second, it is counting. How you are going to change yourself. You have to become extremely resourceful, flexible to take on the new world. Thank you. This is a short URL. आप please इसको note कर सकते हैं. I'm also pasting this on the chat box where I request you to give me your contact detail.
We have that. Monish, you don't worry. Contact details, mail and sub recording and this PPT will reach to everybody who has registered and participated in this.
Yes. If they fill this URL, they will subscribe to my videos and articles if they want. So it's a choice that they have. But if you can take this up, that would be great. You can also subscribe to me on YouTube where there is a lot of content on how to survive in times of crisis like this. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank Shweta, BLL and this forum for listening patiently to me. I took some extra minutes, but
yes, that is fine, Monish. It was a lovely session. I am, people have a lot of questions. Let us take some questions and answer them.
Sure.
Before I get into, it was a wonderful presentation, very energetic. And Monish, when you were speaking, I was just realizing that a lot of things that you are saying, knowing, unknowingly, we have been doing it business leadershiply. And in fact, in the last 2 days, I have been speaking to a lot of members and people, and apart from that, a lot of other people that we deal with. There are a lot of stories that we would want to bring that to you. And in fact, we are going to do some stories of entrepreneurs who have really taken their revenues from X to 3X. I will not get into the details of kya business tha, kya tha, but it is happening. It is happening in real. You know, and I will connect you to people who are doing it for real. And there is a lot of opportunity. I feel really amazed. In fact, all of us struggled in the 7-10 days after this lockdown and all that, all of us struggled. But you know, I am seeing pura lockdown offer, the membership plan has changed. There are 30 interns who are doing a market survey for Business Leadership League, a MSME market survey. We are working on a 70,000 database that we had got and did not know isko kaise clean kare. Abhi usko clean kar rahe hain. Logon se hum Google form mein survey kar rahe hain. We have hired 2 additional people in member acquisition team. We have got a marketing resource, जो हमारी already social media तो handle हो रही है, but we have got an in-house marketing team because we understood that digital and technology is even more important. And all my self-learning is in areas in which I am weak as a business person. So I'm just saying a lot of things that you are saying is making sense. And now let's open the floor to questions. There are a lot of questions that people have already asked. Let us answer, and others who want to unmute and ask a question also can do that. But let's take some questions which are already there.
Sure.
So Ashish has given a lot of views. I think there are some questions. I'm just going through. People have chatted a lot.
So I bombarded with a lot of info. So if people have taken notes, they can ask me specific to what I shared today.
I request the participants to unmute, raise your hands, unmute, and go ahead and ask your question to Monish.
Hello?
Yes, Jagdish, please go ahead.
Monish, this was a good positive talk on your behalf, and it was nice to hear that there is a gray lining after this COVID.
Yes, there's a silver lining. Yes.
Silver lining, sorry, silver lining.
Jagdish,
Yes.
you are looking at things gray. You are getting old.
Yeah, but it's a silver, na?
It's a fantastic opportunity for businesses that will be adaptive.
Yes.
E-business that is keeping the customer in mind and building its business around it will do well. If you're a selfish business person, looking at profits is going to be difficult. It was working 2 months back, but it won't work anymore. So any business that is customer centric is going to do well. Yes, please.
Thank
Any
you.
more questions?
Yes, I think Vineet Agrawal was asking a lot of questions. What if the customer industry is in lockdown? How can we invest when there is no inflow of cash? Everything is expensive. How do we reduce the cost when resources have become expensive? He's asking something about the airline industry. So, you know, just a perspective to Vineet Agrawal.
Okay, Vineet, things are not going to get expensive. People will become more selective, okay, whom to work with. Okay, people will work and pay more to those who can actually support them in their business functions. So you have to find out, if you're in business, you have to find out who your target audience is. You cannot be now selling to everybody. पहले कैसे होता था ना, आप कहीं भी हाथ मार दो, आपको कुछ ना कुछ business मिल जाता था. And then one would follow herd mentality. Now, selectively, a business model and a business plan is required for everybody. People who did not have a business plan will suffer. But those who have a business plan will get the price that they deserve. This is what I feel. And airline industry, I mean, they are not going to refund people. That is what they are clearly saying. But the airline industry is going to suffer a lot. It is going to take at least 2 years to get some amount of good momentum, because their entire spinal cord has been hit in the last 2 months across the globe. So airline industry is not a great field to be associated with as of today.
Yes, I think we have a question. Aslam Neha. She is a participant. I don't know her. Aha Impacts. Neha has a question. Neha, please go ahead and ask your question from Aha Impacts.
Yes, Neha.
So she was asking about transportation. I think commodities are not available. Transportation is a problem. Things are out of hand. What to do in a situation like this?
So as a consumer, she's saying, or as a business, is she in
I
that
think
kind
she's
of?
talking at a business
Hi.
owner.
Yeah, I'm
Hi,
talking
Neha.
as a business owner. Hi, how are you doing?
What do you do, Neha?
So we are into exports of spices, pulses, and all these things. But
Yes.
as of now, as you know, transport the workers are not available. Transportation is not available. Although government has allowed, essential commodities, but still getting supplies is a big problem.
What is a major region that you export to?
We export to US, we export to Nigeria, we export to all many countries.
So yes, you will have to sustain right now temporarily, Neha, till your transportation and logistics, they don't open up. You will have to sustain based on your cash reserves, and you have to sustain probably on some kind amount of credit money. But you are in a fantastic business, and if you have hygiene and if you have good delivery systems, I think you are going to rock in the next 2 to 3 years. The best opportunity for you in your business. It's a
Yeah.
temporary pain that you will have to bear, but if you can just promise the customer and deliver what you promised, which is high superior quality, you are going to do fantastically well. That's for sure.
Touch wood, hopefully.
So Poco phone, somebody is asking, how do we focus? Is it from CTL? Poco phone, how do we grow in our business? Do I get it right? Are you from the health and
Where we
wellness
need to
industry?
focus for growing business.
Yes, so CTL, Jagdish just spoke, they are from the diagnostics sector. They are a pathology lab. So I think the sales team is asking, how do we focus? How do we grow?
See, as I've been saying this throughout, the focus has to be what the customer wants. All right. And number second is, how can you reach out to more people while the lockdown is still prevalent? You have to ask yourself, how can I use my marketing, which is not probably a lot expensive, probably simple ways of marketing to at least inform people that I exist. Obscurity is the biggest enemy of any small business. Obscurity is where people don't know about your existence. The more people know about your business in your own locality, the more response you will get in times like this. So find out how technologically you can reach out and inform people about how you can value add to their life. If you can do that, great. Diagnostic is what? This is for some research, or
Yes,
these are
no,
your
no, this
pathologies?
is, they are into health and wellness, doing diagnostic tests. So Kishore and CTL, you know, you are in a very good business. Health and wellness is just going to become a huge, you know, it is a sunrise industry, but it will even do better after this. So in fact, I am working with Jagdish. He's already working. Your company is working in a lot of on a lot of initiatives. Don't worry. Health and industry, you have to move from being a diagnostics company to being a health and wellness partner to your customers. That change has to happen, and it will get you a lot of results. Yes, now I think Sazni, yes, I think somebody is asking that franchisee model may have, we want to sell and market, how do we convert potential people? So this is somebody from the garments business. Monish, somebody from the garments business is asking, how do we are into designer wear, we are into franchisee model, how do we make sales happen?
You will have to have a showroom online. If you have a walk-in showroom online, and if people can get the same experience and get the customization that they were getting physically online, then that is going to be the next way forward. So how can you get your business to give the same experience online is what you need to work. So call your website guy immediately.
So now, you know, for a business like yours, Nikita, which is, I think selling on all online platforms, ek baar non-essential start ho jaye, and having your brand presence doing selling online is key. So I'm sure we have connected you to somebody, but you should have an excellent technology partner who is able to build your story and get you on all relevant online platforms. Yes, I think
Yes.
Jitendra is asking a question. Digi Local. He's
No,
asking a
I think
question.
suggesting. He's suggesting.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So, you know, in fact, in Business Leadership League, Monish, I just wanted to share this. A lot of people after the lockdown, in fact, my team se leke sab log, a lot of people I know, are kya karenge and all of that. So I was, in fact, we did everything offline. Our events were offline, our membership acquisition, everything was offline. It took us some time, but we completely reworked and just thought that how could we reach people online. And in fact, my sales team, I want to share this internal thing with all of you. My sales team was saying, ma'am, abhi kaise hum log membership drive karenge? You know, people don't have money for essentials for their business. How to become a BLL member? I said, this is the time. We should do much more than what we were doing, because a membership program like Business Leadership League, obviously, we have worked around the entire value proposition, but this is the time when people need to be part of networks. This is the time when people need to invest in learning, connecting, digital online platforms. They cannot, business or sales ka lockdown nahi ho sakta. You cannot operate in isolation. This is the time to get on business networking platforms, business groups, clubs, wherever they can be value add. And so this one, I worked around the whole story, and it took a lot of time for me to convince my people, see, the story is intact. In fact, we should have better numbers, more targets in this time, because here we are there to value add to our members and for the value creation that we are, and we are very confident about what we are doing. So my word of advice to all of you, to all the sales people, business owners bhi hain, sales wale bhi hain bahut sare, please believe in yourself. Be confident about selling. Selling में कोई शर्म नहीं है. If your product and service is good, be confident. Just go out and sell. Make videos. Go online. LinkedIn, सारी social, what Monish has said. A lot of people are sitting at home. जो लोग तुम्हें पहले time नहीं दे रहे थे, वो अभी LinkedIn and बाकी जगह they will respond to you. Start using these platforms. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There is a question from someone on real estate, from Mr. Gopal Iyer, I think. Let me tell you, Mr. Iyer, that in the last 1 month, I know of a gentleman who has sold 28 villas. 28 villas in Mumbai and Chennai. So real estate, if you are creating an experience, creating value, real estate is going to do very well. But however, if you can get customers online, if you have a website where you can show them properties, and if you can still prospect online, that should be the way forward for you. Real estate and rental business will do well. People who are living on rent, the business is going to increase for that. So look out for such kind of rental customers. Hi Nikhil, how are you?
Nikhil Purohit, yes. Nikhil has a question.
Hi Monish, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes,
How are
yes,
you?
we can hear you.
All right, Monish. So firstly, good afternoon to everyone else on the call. I've got a few of my colleagues as well, Monish. You must have met Soumik and Nikhil, etc. I think they're on call as well. So just one thing that I wanted to ask, for a B2B engineering company like Neptunus, one of the challenges, not challenges, one of the dilemmas is to reach out to new customers who are not our existing customers. We are focusing a lot on the last 1 year on outbound marketing, particularly to customers in the industries where we don't have like a long legacy of this thing. So basically not marine and oil and gas.
Correct.
How do we reach out to them? So we're focusing on webinars. We are doing in conjunction with CII as well. Now we're going to do 3 or 4 webinars in conjunction with CII. Also LinkedIn blogs. I know that you're quite up to date with what Neptunus is posting on LinkedIn. So what else would you recommend for a company like Neptunus, since you know Neptunus very well?
Sure, Nikhil. So I've seen one webinar that Mr. Uday had conducted. So what we need to do is be more consistent. Number one, marketing is always going to be more effective when you have a lot of consistent efforts. 1 or 2 efforts will not be enough. Second is, what platforms and associations are you using as a stage to pitch your business? Like CII is a great platform. How can you get into such kind of industry associations, network with them, and jointly host webinars? The more such collaborative webinars you do, you can also have speakers from outside talking along with you on topics that are relevant to industries. So if you can have joint discussions online, and the more consistent efforts you do, I think you will catch more eyeballs. Having said that, that is only going to create awareness. To connect with people, you will have to use prospecting tools. Probably Sales Navigator can help you. You will have to use tools online and offline through your old physical methods to reach out to people. Persistence and creativity in your pitch and follow-up will help. And it is only going to help if you have enough efforts on a daily basis, which is calculated, which is projected, and which is reviewed by the industry. So efforts online
Do
and offline.
emailers help? In your experience, do emailers help, or does it generally go in the spam? Like people don't look at they don't listen to Sales Navigator.
Single emailers will never work. You will always have to have campaigns, and you need to have a focused, filtered database to do that. You know, if you're randomly having a database and sending it out to them, a common message will not help. You know, a better way is to have customized video presentations sent to a prospect after researching his business, and then you send a video presentation where you are speaking, probably using tools like Loom and Zoom, where you can record your presentation and introduction and send it to prospects by talking relevant things about their business, how you can contribute. So you will be probably reaching out to less people, but the conversion will be higher. So quantity is not going to help you. You'll have to be very qualitative and customized in your approach.
So I think,
Great. Thanks, Monish.
Monish, I think we will close before answering. I think one thing, Monish, please talk about the program that we discussed. So I want to say this to all the registered participants for the webinar and especially all Business Leadership League members, that we are coming up with a more planned and a longer workshop to help you and your teams, and which will be followed by one-to-one Zoom sessions for your company. So we are coming up with the entire thing. Monish will share some idea and we will reach out to all of you with the details of the plan, pricing and everything. Yes.
Yes. So I have a flagship program, as you saw on my slide as well. I'll just share the slide once more to you. I call this program the Sales Manthan program. All right. And the Sales Manthan program has been something that I've been running for the last 10 to 12 years. It is, I feel, one of the most powerful programs on your consultative way of selling. And what I teach in that program basically is how do you understand customers better by doing consultative selling, using tools of consultative selling. I talk about a process called as a peak process where I talk about how to prospect, how to engage, how to acquire, and how to keep the customer, how to get appointments, how to present, influence, and excite the customer. We do a lot of role plays and we do a lot of case studies. So this has been my flagship product, which is a 2-day workshop where I work with you practically to help you develop the right knowledge and the right skill in those 2 days, and a lot of exercises. So we are planning with BLL to come up with this program online where we will be teaching you, and after post the workshop we'll be giving you assignments, and then we'll have online role plays with you. So we are bringing the Sales Manthan program, which used to be a hit, offline, physically online with BLL, and helping you and your sales team members become more sharp in conversion and closing. Because what is important is, you know, converting the leads that you're getting. We can spend a lot of money on India Mart and other platforms to get leads, but there is a lot that is a lot of energy that is spent in follow-ups, and nobody in sales has been formally trained, is what I can clearly say. 95% of the population has never undergone any sales training formally or read any book on sales, but they are in sales for 10 years, 15 years. So this workshop can educate you about the right things to do in sales, how you can improve your conversion ratio, and how you can create value to the customer in a very short period of time and keep getting continuous business. So every sales professional, business owner, and any sales guy in your team should attend this workshop. I think beyond that, BLL will inform you about the technical detail.
We will in fact reach out to each of you. Monish has this workshop offline, तो हम उसपे बहुत brainstorming काम कर रहे हैं. How to bring it online in very planned and modules where it gives value at a cost where maximum of us could participate and take these programs. So we are working on few details. We'll come back to you. And see, this was just an effort to reach out to all of you. Let's sincere piece of advice. Please focus on sales and marketing primarily. When other things are not moving, this will help you to bounce back faster and quicker. Like Monish said, speed is the new thing. So your speed, only marketing and sales are the two functions which will add speed to your organization for you to bounce back. So we are trying to do a lot of initiatives. We'll reach out to you to respond to us. And also I request all of you to reach out to BLL in case you are looking at any connections or you want to reach out to any associations, any other platforms, we are here. We will be most happy to help you do that. And let's network, let's connect more, let's respond better and be with each other in these times. Yes, I think a lot of people are asking, yes, these sales programs, don't worry, sare industry ke liye relevant rahega, and you will get personalized Zoom and one-to-one sessions with Monish where you can ask relevant questions to your business model, to your industry. So we will keep it relevant for all, don't worry.
If anybody is selling, then this program is for them, as simple as that.
Yes, anybody who wants to acquire more customers, makes more sales, this program is relevant to all of you. So thank you all for logging in. Thank you, Monish. It was so nice of you.
Thank you so much.
We did this all last moment, and I have to thank you for the value add and the energy that you have infused in all of us. And thank you all of you for logging in. Hopefully you will have a great productive day with so much of inputs from Monish. And we will reach out to each of you. Just share your email IDs. Most of it we have, but in case we don't have, just message us your email ID and a mobile number. You will get the recording, the PPT and details of the offer on your personal email ID. We'll make sure that happens in the next 24 hours. Thank you.
Thank you all. Make things happen. Be positive, make things happen, and give a lot of confidence to people around you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, people. Thank you. Bye.